What's up, guys? Wanted to pop in here today because I wanted to give some um, few tips on how to recall information. So much stuff we have to study in EMS, and it ends up being harder and harder because we keep getting more and more stuff thrown at us, and you're taking those exams. It can be tricky. So do me a favor, hit that like button so I know that you're getting some value out of these quick little videos here. And go get your free membership at myturbomedic.com to get even more tips and help when it comes to studying and remembering stuff for your exams and out there in the field doing patient care. Now, there's a lot of different methods that you can use. And I've talked about some of these even today in separate videos, but a few things I want to point out that I think might be obvious, but at the same time, I think can be beneficial if you put them into play. One thing I want to mention is the number 7. When you try to store this information, believe it or not, there's been proof out there that our human noggins, right, our brains, can store about 7 things, okay, at a time. So it's much easier to remember something that is about 7 things long than, let's say, 10 or 12, okay? I say that because when you break it down and when you're studying and you're trying to remember things and you're breaking that stuff down, if you keep it to 7 items at your max during each one of your little study sessions or whatever, it's going to help you remember it better if you keep it down to about 7 or less items at a time. Now, here's something that I've talked about before, and I've actually done videos on this. You can go back, look at YouTube, look at my Facebook Live pages, is repetition. Now, I know this is pretty obvious. We talk about repetition and studying and restudying stuff, right? But what I want to mention about this is being intentional, guys. It's not just about sitting there going through the motions, okay? Be intentional about repeating what it is that you're studying. Because when you do that, it's going to help encode it. It's going to help kind of burn it into your memory beyond just a short-term memory of sitting there studying it and saying to yourself, oh yeah, I got this, right? So try to go ahead and use repetition, but be intentional about it. And part of being intentional is the next tip, which is write it down. I know I've said this before too, but writing stuff down in addition to studying it, listening to audios, watching videos, all helps. When you write it down, it's going to really help you implant that content into your brain as well. So it helps, of course, if you have something handy, keep a notebook and a pen handy with you when you're studying and you're doing the repetition and you're doing those 7 items. Write the stuff down that you're trying to study, because again, when you're writing stuff down, it's going to really help burn it into your brain, implant it into your memories so you can recall it later on. All right. And of course, once you write it down, you'll have those notes to refer back to later, okay, as a reminder and a reference for you to use. One of the last things I want to talk about, guys, is spacing it out. Now, I like saying chunking. That's a kind of another thing, but spacing it out is what I try to mention to people when they have a habit of cramming for a test or a quiz the night before. All right. When you study stuff, guys, over a longer period of time, it is going to help you learn it and help you recall it much, much more effectively. So just some quick tips I wanted to throw in there, guys. Again, hit that like button. Let me know you're getting some value out of this. I know that this might sound basic to you, but believe it or not, when I get people that join me in the premium area at TurboMedic and we do some coaching stuff and we kind of do some things one-on-one, I mention this to them and they're not really using these techniques to their fullest potential, or they're not doing it enough, or again, not doing with intention. So real quick, guys, it doesn't matter if you have this gift of having a great memory that stuff comes naturally to you. All right. It's good to know that you have these different ways that you can use to help easily remember more information. And again, sometimes it just means you got to be more intentional about stuff, intentional about receiving that data, receiving that information into your brain, okay? So that you're not just sitting there studying, focus, kind of running on autopilot, all right? Which a lot of times happens, especially when we have so much going on between life, school, clinical rotations, right? All the stuff that gets in the way of everything else that goes on day to day. All right. So being intentional is going to help you be more receptive to that information and help you recall it much more easily down the road. Okay, guys, I'm going to end it there. Make it real quick today. Again, hit that like button. Let me know you're getting some value out of this. Don't blow this off as I already know this, because so many people say that and they don't implement this stuff. It might be that just using one of these little tips that I'm giving you could push you over that threshold and give you that extra 5, 10, 15 points you need to pass that next exam. Guys, and don't forget, join me at mytotalmedic.com. Become a free insider member there and get even more content and resources there that are available to you for free. All right, I'm going to end it there, guys. As always, I'm Jim Hoffman from totalmedic.com and, of course, EMSSEO.com. Stay safe.